So, could you describe life before and during COVID-19 at ROP? Yes, ma'am.
So one of the things that we've done to keep the residents and the staff safe is make sure that everyone gets their temperature taken once a day. We've had teleconference visits with the doctors at the CHOP clinic in case they need to come over here and see a youth. We've been able, thankfully, with the space that we have, been able to have youth in quarantine safely so that they can still stay here and not have to risk being homeless just because they have COVID-19, but not also infect the rest of the building. It has affected some of the youth in terms of working. They're not working anymore, or youth that were trying to find employment right before or during that kind of the outbreak. It's really hard for them to get employment. In terms of our outreach department, we can't go on the streets anymore and like canvass the streets due to just like social distancing and everyone having to be inside unless it's essential activities. So we've had to get creative in how we reach out to youth. And we've also been doing like no contact, food basket drop-offs, gift cards and things of that nature. So before we could go to someone's house or wherever they feel comfortable meeting us at in a public space if they don't have somewhere stable to stay, and we could, give them a food basket, a gift card, and kind of have like a chat about what's going on, how else we can help, maybe match them to other resources, maybe drive them to a shelter or something like that. But because of the coronavirus, we're no longer able to do that. So we really just had to get creative in how we reach out to you. Nya?
Life before COVID-19 at ROP was great. We had community dinners, we had community activities, we were able to interact with each other more, and we also had, it was no curfews, freedom. It's great transitional housing. But once COVID-19 came along, we had to put everything on hold. But they still treat us the same. We still get food. They come straight to our doors with food. They continue to make meals for us. There's always snacks and stuff to make us more comfortable because we're isolated and, a lot of us are alone in our apartments or, with our roommate. And, it's just kind of hard on us, so they try to make it more easy.
What about has it affected your employment at all?
Oh yeah, it has affected my employment, but they've been on it, encouraging us to go after unemployment or whatever we can, and it's rent free during COVID-19, so that's like less stress on us right now, and we can focus on not having to balance rent and getting food. Or any necessities we need is provided. And also, if you have COVID up in here, they give you food at the door. Okay. Thank you.
This is Mike, a current ROP resident. He's in the computer lab at ROP working on his movie script.
Nah, that's the question, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what is your movie about?
My movie is about basically two people who come from different backgrounds with similar goals. One comes from traumatic past with family, another one comes from traumatic past with the streets.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you ended up coming to Covenant House?
Yeah, I ended up coming to Covenant House because my mother ended up kicking me out due to stuff that I was bringing to her home, like street stuff, firearms, whatever the case may be. So I really didn't have nowhere to go, but I have a cousin out here, bought a Covenant House, so he started crashing his house for the time being. And I came in. Just me as a man, I like living in another man's home, like in his space, so I said, I can't do this. He brought me to the Covenant House, and the rest was history, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here today.
So do you remember what time of year you came to Covenant House?
I came Halloween weekend.
Okay.
Weekend Halloween 2019. It's currently, May 2020?
June
2020. Yeah.
Tell me about what it was like walking into Covenant House the first day.
Man, the first day walking to Covenant House, I didn't expect to be in the shelter, but it was what it was. I was like, I'll mess with it, you know what I'm saying? I'll see what it's about. It was really a blessing in disguise. It helped me come a long way. You know what I'm saying? So
What do you mean come a long way?
it got me, like, the time I was in the Covenant House, from now being an ROP, like, I got my mind right. I was lost a little bit. I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life. The stuff that I did want to do when I first walked in the Covenant House basically helped me, like, come to reality of stuff that I can do versus stuff that I was just lingering on, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but like, yeah, they basically like helped me refocus, get my mind right, and actually come up with a plan to get successful. So now I'm working on it, I'm attacking my goals every day.
Can you describe to us what you do for work?
For work, I'm an essential worker, first of all. So treat me as an essential worker, you know what I'm saying? But my job, we basically like provide medicine to the people, things of that nature. That's basically it.
Have you had more clients due to coronavirus?
More clients. It really was slowed down due to coronavirus, to be honest.
Are you ever fearful that you may not have a job due to coronavirus?
I wouldn't say fearful. It definitely was a thought. You know what I'm saying? It did cross my mind. I'll be lying if I said I never thought about it, but I wasn't fearful because life basically taught me whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. So I just go with the wind. You know what I'm saying? So.
Do you feel safe at Covenant House since coronavirus started?
I've always felt safe at Covenant House, especially since the coronavirus started because, well, COVID-19, I'm gonna put it, due to the fact that one, they ensure that we're safe, like to keep locked doors, we make sure we wear our masks, we get temperature checks, everything, and two, like during COVID-19, even without COVID-19, like if any issues come up, like natural disasters that we can't help, or we get fired from our job, we don't got money for food, they make sure we still fed and come up with groceries for us and things of that nature. So like, yeah, I always feel safe and feel peaceful and at home at Covenant House. So.